production studios for this special edition of YBMcast Player Spotlight. And to my right, I have another baseball player. Chase Lasater, Holt High School, is joining us today. We got a chance to talk. I met Chase at the GAC Baseball Classic last year. He came up and talked to us on the broadcast there. Really enjoyed that conversation, and I'm glad to have you on the show here now, bud.
Thanks for having me. We had a good talk back in high school. When you texted me, I was definitely looking forward to getting back on the mic. I actually got to prepare this time. So
There you go. It's been a minute. You guys, tough year ended. We'll get to some of that. But I always like to start with first things first, youth baseball, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're called, Youth Baseball Midwest, whatnot. And just always, because we want people to meet you a little bit, get to know you some. You started playing baseball when?
it was pretty much as long as I can remember. Probably around the age of 4, T-ball, all that.
Oh, yeah.
Him being my coach, my dad, all that. So
Very good. So dad coach, right? How long did your dad coach you?
He was always a pitching coach on my team, probably up to 12U, and then I started getting into bigger teams, so probably about 12U.
Oh, very good. So, youth baseball. Did you start with just independent teams like everybody else? When did you move to club baseball? How'd that happen for you?
It was mainly independent teams. I played for the St. Louis Pirates. It wasn't the big organization.
Sure.
We had a buddy that made his own team, so we played there. And then 13U, I went over to the Rawlings Tigers with Jaws.
Okay.
So that's kind of when I started the big travel ball.
Yeah.
And I've been going on there ever since.
So, is it, do you miss those kind of things or do you look back at that, because mom drove you everywhere, made sure your pants stayed white, right, and all that kind of stuff. What are the memories you bring out of that, man?
I had a lot of fun memories. Baseball is still fun today. It's always fun, but going out, messing with the buddies, going to swim in the pool in the hotels, always just going to mess around and all that. I still cherish those memories every day. And
Did you guys travel a lot, or did you here and there?
I was here and there, and if we traveled, it wasn't far. Illinois, maybe an hour and a half away, 2 hours away. So
that's always good. Nothing wrong with that. Heck yeah. Just to stay in a hotel once, right? I love that. And, I was always the guy. I got to say this. I think it's cool. I should have been a little lighter. I was always the guy that said no swimming.
Yeah. We, now that I'm older, we don't swim. So, but back in the 12U days, we were definitely getting in the pool.
Yeah, I always have my no swimming. They're like, come on, coach, that's just ridiculous.
It's probably the right thing, but
now I don't know, man. It's fun. It's baseball. Who cares? But as you've gotten older, you're playing. Your experiences from the travel ball took you into high school. I want to ask you this question. What do you? We talk about these things. This is kind of off the reservation here a little bit, but I think it's curious because we talk about this, and I may add this a little bit more to guys like yourself who grew up playing in the AA, AAA major era, for lack of a better way to put it. What do you think of all that? Do you put much thought into that when you're playing? Do you look back and you go, oh man, those guys were AAA, or how do you look at that?
Not really. Now I don't really look back into it like that, but definitely when you were playing, there was definitely those levels. Mm-hmm. If you were a AA team playing a AAA major team, you were like, okay, these guys are good. So some guys would go into the game with a different aspect, but there's definitely reasons for it, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like the AAA major teams, yes, they're really good. And then your AA teams are good, but.
Were you ever intimidated by that kind of stuff?
Not really. I was always there to win. So.
I was just curious, and I know it's tough. Sometimes you look back and you're like, did I really ever think about that? But I think it's curious because I think there's a lot of good AA, very, very good AA teams, right? Yeah. And I think sometimes the intimidation factor of just saying, oh, that's a AAA major team kind of set your mind in the wrong place.
Yeah, I know. I never really looked at it and was like, oh, they're a AAA team, or, oh, we're playing a AA team today. But I know there's a bunch of kids out there that are, like, intimidated because they're playing, someone in the AAA major, but it's just baseball.
It's just baseball. I love that. You get into high school, you started with, as you said, the Rawlings Tigers at 13U. So you've been doing the summer baseball at a pretty good level for a while. When you got into high school, now your junior year, tell me some of the differences you see in between summer baseball and high school baseball.
Honestly, the big thing that I've noticed is probably like the competitiveness. Mm-hmm. Like Holt Timberland games, it's super competitive. Like, I mean, it's for the town of Wentzville.
Right.
We got a bunch of people there, so there's always competitiveness going on.
So Liberty's not involved in that.
I mean, it's there, but there's nothing like a Holt Timberland matchup. But like summer ball, there's competitiveness, but I feel like a lot of people go out there like for personal growth because like you're trying to get recruited. Like, yes, you want to win. Winning is like what matters, but people are there to show off themselves. Like
showcase, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of showcase events, so those big colleges can come and see you play and watch how you do. So I think that's like the big difference between those two.
And, as you say that, Chase, there's not a lot of – that's pretty much the general consensus from guys like yourself who are in that's summer baseball what's that old high schools for dough, summers for show, high schools for dough, kind of thing. You want to win a state championship, right?
Yeah, you're out there to win a state championship.
Exactly.
That's every March, that's what we talk about. We're going to win a state championship.
So you have these two different aspects, and I don't think that's all a bad thing in certain respects, because you get a taste of an opportunity to showcase yourself, and you're playing, you're learning. So lessons, what do you take from each side of that?
I mean, definitely from summer ball, like a big lesson I've learned is like you can never work too hard. Like there's always someone out there trying to outwork you. Mm-hmm. Like I played up on the 17s last year a bunch, and I would go see all these Power 5 commits. And I'm like, okay, these kids are really good. So, like, there's always someone out there that's either better than you or striving to be better than you. So, like, you just got to keep working. Like, there's no stopping, really. Like, you just got to keep going. And then high school ball, like, probably the big lesson I learned is, like, the grind of, like, baseball. Like, because in college, you're going to practice every day, and you're not going to get a break. High school, we practice two hours a day, play 3 or 4 games a week, got tournaments on the weekend. Like, those are probably, like, the two big things I've learned. But the summer ball one is definitely, like, a big factor. Like, around here, you're like, oh, I outwork everyone. And then you go out there and you're like, wow, this kid's super good. Like the Futures games. Yeah. Like, everyone was good. Everyone's there to outwork you. Everyone's there to show better than you. So what are you going to do to be better than them?
It's interesting, when you're talking about that, the grind part of it. We were talking with Mike Buda on Tuesday's show on Youth Baseball Talk. And that's what he was talking about. He says, baseball's built to be a grind. Yeah. And he said, we were talking about leagues and stuff. So I think that's an interesting take that you bring to that. I like that thought process because that just popped up there. But when you see that athlete in those situations there, what do you do? Do you take the time to go and watch these guys individually? A catcher that you might have seen and go, wow, do you take the time to go and look to see what he's been, how his footwork is? Do you watch or study other guys?
Most definitely. Me and my dad actually, we've been doing this forever. Like, if we're bored, we're just going to go watch a baseball game. So, like, when we were up in Alabama this year with the Atlanta with the 17Us, like, we played Canes National. Mm-hmm. Like, their catcher was obviously really good.
Right.
But we ended up staying for, like, 4 hours after our game, just watching, like, Kansas City Royals scout team, the Diamondback scout team. Like, I was just watching all those catchers, seeing, like, how they're working. But, yeah, I'm always watching baseball. So
trying to find an advantage, right? Absolutely. I think that's great. When we were talking, we alluded to it, your guys' season ended. I was at that game, and it was a tough play. Yeah. Fort Zumwalt West, I honestly thought you had those guys. I really did. I was, And that ball just carried.
Yep.
Who was in right field or left field? I've talked to him.
Trevor Laval.
That's right. And, I felt so bad for that kid. I really did. Because, I thought, man, that ball just carried.
Yeah. It just kept going.
And it was strange how that, I think the wind was blowing a little bit, but I don't think it was blowing like that. It just carried it. It was just odd. It was kind of tough. The momentum kind of carried Zumwalt West there a little bit. How'd you process all that at the end of that?
Oh, it was a bummer. I mean, we were probably all down about it for a month. Like,
yeah.
We had our big guys on our team. Like, we were ready to go. It was kind of just devastating, but we're ready to go this year.
You have to shake it off, right? Those are things you learn from, right?
Yeah.
You guys had, I really did. We'd talked about that, Matt Shadow, Kevin Mulder. We'd all talked about you guys as the fly in the ointment for all of those teams because you played so well. I think you got grinders.
Yep.
I think you have a bunch of grinders on that team. And who do you got coming back this year?
So we have, I'm coming back, obviously, and then we got Dalton Hosack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you saw him.
Saw Dalton.
Good lefty arm. We got Nolan Folks coming back, another lefty arm.
Like that.
Gage Collier and Connor Siebert, they're coming back. Those are going to be two big pieces. We got some younger guys coming up from our JV team in my class that they're grinders. They want to play. They were trying to earn their spot last year, and they definitely deserve it this year. We'll be good.
And that kind of seems like the way Coach Perkle coaches.
Yeah.
That grind it out, keep playing, keep pushing attitude, right?
Yeah. I love him. We're always out there. We're grinding. He was a catcher, and he catches in like a men's league, so he's always giving me pointers, and he's always trying to be better than me in practice. He's always pushing me and trying to make the guys better.
Very good. And no offense, I never mean this in a bad way. I really don't. But I think you have to be a different type of personality to want to be a catcher, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
It's definitely, you got to have like a dog mentality.
It's a club.
You got to be like a psycho kind of. You're getting beat with baseballs all day long.
I know. I've been behind the plate as an umpire and watching some of these guys just get pummeled.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, pitcher, why don't you help this guy out a bit?
Right.
You keep killing him.
Right.
Quit making him run all over the place.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to go call time and be like, you got to find the zone. But those are my favorite when all those blocked balls, I got to go out there and talk to them. But it's the game of baseball.
And I've done it, man. You get catcher really working hard, blocking, and I haven't gotten hit, and he's blocking. I'm like, dude, you got to go out and say something. You're getting killed.
Yeah.
It's tough, but that's the game, right? That's the job.
Yep.
I love it. Junior year, you've got two more. How do you take the approach this year? You still have Timberland to deal with the arms they have. You got Francis Howe to deal with and the arms they have. And Zumwalt West, I think, will still be in the mix.
Always. We thought they were out like 2 years ago. They're still there.
Yeah, they're still there. They lost a big arm, but I think they've got a couple of kids coming up from their JV squad as well. Plus, you still got Kenton Demerman there. Tough to hit, man. Kenton's tough to hit.
Probably the hardest pitcher I faced all year.
Is that right?
I would definitely give it to him.
You're a lefty too, aren't you?
Yeah. I'd probably tell him he's the best pitcher I faced all year.
He's just hard to see, isn't he?
Yeah, he hides it well.
Yeah.
And he starts his curveball behind me and it just doesn't end up well.
That's not right, is it?
No.
So you've got this GAC South that's just brutal, and Francis Howell Central is going to be back right there as well. Then you moving in district. We'll see what districts. We don't know yet because they never do that.
I don't know if you knew, but we might go down to Class 5.
I heard. I did hear. I'm glad you said that.
I think we're almost like pretty much going to Class 5. I can't tell you 100%, but
because that's right. I meant to. I'm glad you said that because when I got the schedule for this year from Scott Harris, the GAC president, and you guys are no longer in the South. You're in the Central.
Yeah. Like
you're in the Central.
We're with who's in that?
It's Zumwalt South, Zumwalt North, Zumwalt East.
And there's like Parkway Central.
No. Oh, I don't know district-wise.
Oh,
Parkway,
that's district. My bad.
Yeah. GAC, though, it's East, North. I don't know if North went back over, but I don't think so. East, North, South. And then you've got yourselves Liberty.
Yeah,
Liberty
that's
is in the
Liberty,
Central. Yeah. And so it's going to be a little different. You won't have to face in the GACs on those Tuesday, Wednesdays.
Yeah.
East is going to – that's right. I'm glad you said that because that presents a whole nother ball of wax, doesn't it? South is going to be good, I think, again this year. You got Carter Cox on the mound there.
Yeah, they got some good arms, yeah.
Yeah, and East is coming back with some good – I like he's a sophomore. I don't know where he's at yet. Carter Hollingsworth pitches real well coming up. He's still got his man. I hate it, man. The gray hair ain't no lie, bro. Sucking my will to live. And I know I love this kid. He's great. He was great on the mound last year for him. He's coming back this year. Anywho, but I think the Central is tough. Liberty should be good. You got Bennis still there coming back.
Yeah. And
so it's not going to be a walk in the park either.
It's definitely going to be a challenge. The GAC South was definitely a challenge. That was a grind every Tuesday, Wednesday. But the Central definitely will still be a challenge. But I feel good about our odds, and I'm ready to go compete this year.
Absolutely, man. You guys, and then districts, it'll be interesting to see Class 5 if you're in district. Yeah. I think you guys will have a really good shot if you're in that Class 5. There's some really good baseball at Class 5, but I think you guys are definitely, if you're in that Class 5, you're right in the mix to walk your way towards a Final Four.
My expectations this year is definitely a district championship. I've been saying that past 3 years, but I definitely see us going there and winning it. Everyone's goal, I see us being a state champion.
Yeah, there you go.
But everyone has that goal, so.
They should. That's the ultimate goal. I think if you've got a good quality team, why not? Right?
I think we can do it.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. I think the coaching staff believes in you guys. I think you guys believe in each other. What I saw last year, I thought you guys played well together. Good stuff. I want to finish. Right now you're a junior, and like I said, I always take this from Kevin. A junior or a senior uncommitted. He goes, "That's not a bad thing," And I know people go, "Oh my gosh, he's uncommitted yet." What are your thoughts on college and where you want to move towards?
I'm still in the recruiting process. It's definitely a grind, like people say. Like it's not just a walk in the park. You don't get a phone call and then you're off the board. But yeah, it's a grind. I've been just in the cages on the field every day, just working. I'm not really trying to push anything either. Like it's gonna happen. It's a slow process, and whatever works for me is gonna work.
How well do you think your performance at the Future Games gave you an opportunity there?
I'm not going to lie. Definitely was not my best week.
Okay.
Everyone has that off week, and sadly mine was at the Futures Games. But, I was upset about it, but it's just baseball. Like, that's going to happen to someone, and it was me, but I came right back out, and I'm ready to show off my skills this summer and this fall. So.
We have this conversation a lot, Chase, and I always it's just curious asking you in this as you're uncommitted. Hey, you're a junior, you got time. That's and you got a whole nother season here. Does it matter to you whether it says Division I or Division II?
Not really. I've been looking into either or. I've been looking at D1s, D2s. JUCOs, like I've been looking at everything. And
that JUCO path is a good path.
Yeah.
There's a lot of some of these. And here's the thing that I think is interesting is the quality of Division II schools in the state of Missouri is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, like you got Central Missouri. They're a Division I baseball team. Like they're good. I mean, I know Connor Dreyer. He threw up there. He's with the Rays now, but I mean, he's like we didn't even lose 10 games this year. Like they had like 6 losses like 2 years ago, and they're.
Yeah, they lost. I think this last year they lost in one half of the Midwest Regional.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing: you got Drury down.
Oh yeah.
In Springfield, good program.
Yeah.
You've got Quincy won their half of that Midwest Regional, and we're into the Super Regionals Division II.
Yeah.
Maryville's solid. This is all GLVC as well. And you're talking about some really, really top level D2 programs.
Yeah, I mean those guys are definitely going to go out there and compete. I've definitely been looking into all of those and weighing my options. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's, and as you're looking at the recruiting process, you think it's good to keep your options open, right?
Oh, always keep them open. I can't have your mind set on one thing because then you're going to be screwed if something doesn't go your way. But
right. And on top of that, what are you looking at as far as the school is concerned? I understand maybe the JUCO is a different ballgame, but if you're in a 4-year, what is your aspirations academically and thinking about life after baseball?
So life after baseball is definitely probably like my biggest thing in life. I want to major in like business and the marketing side of things. So, like, definitely a good education. That's probably, like, my biggest thing. And not, like, too far from home.
Gotcha.
But, like, I kind of want to stay closer to home. Not, like, I'm not trying to go across this country, but.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you a bit. I think that's it's a difficult transition.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, a lot of young athletes, it's much more difficult than you think it is to travel that far and be so disconnected from where you've been.
Yeah.
And then trying to deal with the level of pressure that you're playing baseball, going to school, and dealing with all that.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing.
No. I mean, everyone I've heard from is like, everyone that I've heard from that's went far is they obviously have their complaints.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone that's close to home, they love it. I mean, they're playing baseball close to home, playing college baseball. Like, that's every baseball player's dream.
I always liked it. My son, when he was playing college ball, was an hour and 15 minutes.
Yep.
You know, so I could go and watch him play college baseball. And I always think that's a cool thing for your parents. You know, it's tough if you got to fly everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we didn't go. We went to a few that were away because they were close enough, things like that. But it was nice to have that ability as a parent to go and watch my son play. That factors in, right?
Yeah. I mean, my parents, he's been to probably every single game I've ever played. So that's definitely, like, he probably wants to continue that. My mom comes to about every game, so
that's cool.
I'm guessing that'd be nice for them.
That's cool. That's cool. Chase Lasater, Holt High School. You're still with Gators baseball, right?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not. I joined the Prospects.
You went with the Prospects. Yeah. See, there you go. Free agency. So you're with the Prospects this year?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Very good. Hey, you know what? That happens.
It happens.
You know, that's the way it is. I just wanted to get that right.
Yeah.
So you're St. Louis Prospects now? Okay. How you liking that so far? Was that this last summer or moving forward?
Moving forward. Like, I'm playing with them right now in the fall, and then I'll be playing with them in the summer.
So you played with the Gators this last summer. Okay. All right. I thought I saw that.
Yeah.
But I just wanted, so next summer you're going to take head over with the Prospects.
Yep.
Very good. Who's the coach of that team?
Don King.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Very good. Looking forward to it?
Yeah. He's been my coach in the fall, and I love it. We definitely get after it. He expects the best from you, which is what he should. And if you're in the wrong, he's going to tell you. So I like him. So.
Very good. Accountability.
Yeah.
All right. We'll say it again. Chase Lasater, Holt High School. I had to do that. Hey, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate the conversation. Good stuff. Good luck to you. And we'll be out there. We'll be doing some games.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll get to see you on the field.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully I'm not concussed this time.
Right?
Maybe you can actually watch me.
Oh, man. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the subscribe button. Hit that dinger, because that'll get you all your notifications. That's what we do around here.
Got to watch this one, too. Like, it's the best one.
Exactly. And everybody, have a great day in the Lord. All you pitchers, keep throwing strikes, and hitters,
keep hitting home runs.
There you go. I like it. We'll see y'all next time.